All right, so I want to talk a little bit about this extra space storage thing that happened to me the other night, and something that keeps on. I don't know if you haven't watched the the other videos, then don't even bother watching this one because you won't know what I'm talking about. But if you did, there was something really weird that happened. I was working on some music and I was gonna leave at like 1 or something, but then all of a sudden I had put my head down for a second and I fell asleep, and then about 2:30 all of a sudden I hear my the I guess the door to the storage unit just kind of open up, and I guess I was laying back and I look over, and this is happening Easter. I believe it was Easter morning, the morning, Sunday morning, not Monday morning. I'm pretty sure it was it was Easter. I think it was Easter Sunday that day. So I look over and the door open and I look over and there goes the manager. And the manager's name is John. Now, this guy John, I don't know his last name, but he's I've known him. I've been here for 2 years and a little over 2 years. I think actually more like 3 years almost. And I know. I know the guy, I mean, he's been friendly with me, especially since sometimes I come in late with the payment or he's been pretty cool with me. He knows I was homeless. He knows my situation. And he was cool with me. So what he did that night was very fucking very weird, because he opens and then I look over and I see him standing, like right across from me on the unit, against the wall, kind of like with his shoulder going, looking at me like, hey man, you're not supposed to be here, kind of a thing. Now, I don't remember exactly how, because I had just woken up and I wish I had the camera, man. I had this camera in my hand. Next time, man, I gotta remember to keep the camera in my hand all the time and turn it on whenever shit like this happens. Because at first he was like, hey man, you're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to be sleeping here. And the way I reacted was, oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. I fell asleep by mistake, and let me go ahead and I'll leave you on. He goes, no. But then something happened, and this is kind of weird. And I could be wrong here, but it keeps on gnawing at me that this guy was really nice to me all this time, and all of a sudden, he's looking at me going like, well, you're not supposed to be here, so he didn't say it, but the way he was standing and everything, I gotta do him a favor or something. I guess I don't know, but whatever it was, I was because of the way he was acting, like that fatherly kind of like Nazi fatherly figure. I was supposed to like be, oh man, I'm sorry, dude, I'm so sorry. So what can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to I'm so sorry. Don't throw me out, kind of a thing. I was supposed to do that, and I think if I would have done that, he would have probably said, well, you gotta do me wink a favor, wink. I'm telling you, man, because the guy lives, he lives in a house with somebody else. He's renting a room out of somebody. So and he's ex-military, so he's got that very Republican thing happening. So I don't know, man, because of the way I reacted, which was like, dude, I'm sorry, man, but you don't have to get. I'm like, you can't throw me out. It's like, you can't get me out of here. Now you got to give me a little time and stuff. It's like, because I reacted like that instead of being, oh no, I'm sorry. I think then that's what triggered him to be, and he could have been drinking. He could have been, ideally he's probably German and stuff. He looks kind of German, 6'1", 6'6", 6'1", tall guy, man, and then he snapped. That's when he said, you have to get out of here now. You're not supposed to be sleeping. I was like, yeah, but I don't sleep here every night, bro. I just fell asleep by mistake, man. So the more his voice raised, the more my voice raised, and then I got to the point that he was in my face going like, you get the hell out of here now, or I'm gonna call the cops. You pack your stuff and get the hell out of here. And the anger that I felt in him was unnecessary. It wasn't like, it didn't seem right, except for the fact that maybe he wanted me to do something to stay in the unit and not, because he was walking around at fucking like 2:00 in the morning, man. Who comes to work and walks around every floor looking for people that are sleeping there? I mean, and the thing of it is that I could have been, he's come by and he's opened the door really fast. It's like, well, you're not supposed to have this door shut. It's a fire hazard. It's like, okay, I mean, but how about if I was changing clothes? I can't change clothes in here, man. You know, I do pay for it to be here. I mean, I can go in here and go through my stuff and look for it. I can play, you know, work on some music if I want to, man. It's like, you know, whatever. But it's my stuff is here. What am I supposed to do? And the more my voice raised, the more his voice raised, and then he got to the point of being just this. I saw this evilness in his face, and he was like it was like this, yeah. That's what I remember, and I swear, God, I wish I had the camera, man. Because that's the thing, you know, I say this, and I don't look at the camera. I don't believe it's his word against yours. It's like, yeah, so his word is against mine. Yeah, I mean, he's the manager that has the right to walk around and tell people, you know, you either get the fuck out. And again, he never said it straight out, but the way he was standing and looking at me at first, when he first saw me in there, and then, you know, moments later when I didn't fucking bow down and say, oh, I'm so sorry, and I think, yo, I fell asleep, bro. What the fuck, man? When I started acting like, you know, my New Yorker, I don't think he was expecting that, and because he did that, that's when he completely lashed out at me, and maybe because he wanted something. Maybe it was a payment, some kind of whatever off on the books, whatever it is to be in that storage room. But if it was something like he was looking for me to do something for him and I didn't, then that shows that's the anger, because he wasted his time coming there at 2 o'clock in the morning to get a blowjob. You know what I mean? Now I don't know if the guy's gay or not. I don't know. He's not married. I know he never talks about women. He lives in a house, in a room with you know. I personally love women. You know, hey, sorry, vagina's my thing, guys. You know, but you know. The way now I'm thinking that he reacted, it was kind of one of those things where he was expecting something and he didn't, and because not, he lashed out at me and then called the cops, and you know the cops came and then you took his side of it, of course, and you know threw me out, and you know, and then he told the cops that I was sleeping there every night. That's bullshit, man. I'll stay past 10 o'clock because there's no. Nothing says you have to leave at 10 o'clock. He says you can't come in at 10 o'clock, but if you're there, you can't push me. When I'm finished doing what I'm doing, I'll leave. But I don't sleep there. I don't like sleeping there, because the one time that I did fall asleep there, I woke up with my eyes burning like crazy and my throat hurting and I have really bad headache. So I don't know what I'm breathing. And there's rat traps all over that place. They never clean that place. They never clean the floors. I've never seen them. Maybe they'll sweep, but they'll never see washing anything. When they clean out the rooms, all they do is sweep it out. You know, for the next person. So that place you can have fucking mouse and rat fucking shit everywhere, and fucking and those rat traps are like every couple of feet. So I'd be breathing all that shit in all night. So I don't want to sleep there. It's not a place to sleep. It's not, the ventilation in that place is not made for human breathing. So it's, you know, I'll stay as much as I can, but after a while I get a little nauseous staying in that place. I wouldn't sleep there every night. How dare he say that to the police? But that's what he said to the police, and the police believed him. You know why? Because it's his business. Well, it's not his business. He works for the people whose business it is, and I'm sitting there, and I'm paying for it. Even though I'm a client, I'm still you know, a little fucking, a little like fucking. Honestly, the way he was reacting, he looked like a freaking abusive a CO. You know, whatever they call them, I think COs, right? The ones that are the ones that work at the prisons. You know, the prison officers. You know. Whatever they call CO, I think it's called COs. Those parts. He reminded me when I was in jail, one of those cops that was a little like, you know, egotistical, hey, kind of thing, and sure, it's my jail, you know, kind of a thing. So that's what I felt like. It was his jail. So at this point, you know, I had three choices. Either you know, I had put a complaint into what do you call Express Storage, like the main. I just put a complaint into one of their little email things. And they said they were going to get back to me in 48 hours. Well, they did. They locked me out. So now I can't go in. I can't get in there. So now I've been avoiding going there with him there. So now today, I can't get him into my shit. So I can't move my stuff until Friday. But now if he's locked me out, that means I can't get into any of my stuff until Friday. I don't think that's allowed, because I'm gonna before I post this, I'm gonna put a little. I called into the number, you know, and all it said, it didn't say you were locked out. It just said you owed $84 on April 28th, and I'm paid up until April 28th. So at this point, him locking me out I'm assuming is not legal, but I don't know at this point what I'm supposed to do. So tomorrow later today I'm gonna walk over there when they're there after 9:30. If he's there alone, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to see that man. I'm not going to talk to that man without a police presence, man. Yeah, there's no way. I know there's no way. Oh, I'm going to videotape the whole thing when I walk in. That's the thing. If he's not there, or if the other guy's there, I'm going to talk to the other guy and say, what's up with my storage unit? I can't get into it, really? I've made a mistake and fell asleep there. I don't sleep there every night. You prove to me I sleep there every night, because I don't. I cannot sleep there. It gets me sick. The place, after a while, after breathing that just shit in, it gets me sick. So that's where I am right now. They locked me out. I'm in my tent right now in an undisclosed location. That's completely cold. I don't have any heater or nothing like that, because that shit was all taken when I left it at the beach. So I don't have any of that stuff right now. It's just me and the tent, and it's pretty cold, and I got nowhere else to go. So at this point, that's it. I'm just about had it. So come Friday, it's either I rent a car and get into it, hopefully, and just drive away from this place forever, or I get the car, and then I get another storage unit, another storage space, and then bring get all my stuff out of there and then put it to the other place. I'm not sure yet what to do. Every day is like another hurdle that I gotta go through just to fucking survive in this fucking miserable place. So pretty much sucks. Threaten my life. The police are actually ended up calling the police and then threatening to call the police, and they ended up doing that. And now they're here to make sure that I leave a place
Your next payment is due on April 27th.
Yet the
balance due on this account
be a
is
Nazi
$84.57.
because I mistakenly fell asleep.
To make a payment,
and now what you
please
have,
press 1.
you ended up calling the police.
To report
and now
your
you have
move-out
Neptune's
date,
Finest here
press
to make
2.
sure that I get thrown
For
out.
help with
Guys,
your
say hello. You're
online
gonna be on
account
YouTube
or
tonight.
mobile
Hey,
app, press
say goodnight.
3.
All right.
For
so
all
again,
other
Extra Space
inquiries,
Storage
or to speak
on
with your
Neptune
local
Boulevard.
store manager,
You're gonna make
press
sure
4.
that if you make a mistake to sleep and you
For
fall asleep
facility
here by
location
mistake,
and phone
that this
number,
is what
press
happens.
1.
You
For
have the
facility
entire
office
police
hours,
force
please
that has
press
nothing better
2.
to do than throw a homeless
For
man out of
facility
a
gate
fucking
access hours, please press
storage
3.
unit, right? You have the entire
your gate
Neptune
code or
police here
emergency gate
called
assistance,
out
press
to make
4.
sure that the homeless
To
man
speak to
that
your
was
facility
threatened by
manager,
this man
press
right
5.
here. His name is John. He
To
works at
repeat this
Extra
menu,
Space Storage. He's in there
please
right now.
remain on the
His
line
name
while
is
we
John,
transfer you to your
and he
local
just fucking
storage
threatened
expert.
my life. I want to see if I can get the video of where he put his hand in my face and threatened my life like an animal. And you have, what do you have? You have police here making sure that he gets his just rewards, and I get thrown out of a place again. Now this man's gonna take my stuff and keep it now, right? I'm gonna be calling a lawyer. He's gonna keep my stuff now, and because I made a mistake and fell asleep in a place that I fucking paid for.
We are sorry, there is no one available to take your call. Please record your message after the tone. Press
Nazi Germany!